Hey there YouTube, this is SJM4306 and I'm back over Christmas break and I wanted to make a quick video. I have a lot of quick projects I want to finish up before I got to go back. And so this is my next project. I've seen a couple other people do videos on this on YouTube and I've been interested to see what exactly the quality is like. So this is a Frontlight kit from Kitsch Bent, and I have pretty much like a drawer full of old Game Boy colors. And so I decided to take one of these. These guys were, just a regular old transflective LCD. But not so great in the dark. You can get worm lights that, cover the screen and shine an LED and whatnot, but that's kind of irritating. So I thought, well, they sell these kits. This guy was about, I think, $10 or something like that. They're having a sale, though. So I thought I'd pick one up, and another important thing that you will need to do this, it's not strictly necessary, but it greatly improves the quality, is UV setting glue. It's LOCA, it's, was it, optically clear glue, basically. So you leave this in the sunlight. It has to be, stored in a dark area, though. But if you cover the distance between the front light and the screen, you basically put a thin layer of that glue, making sure to get all the bubbles out, and you leave it in the sun for a little bit. It'll cure, and it basically fills in all the air gaps, so it makes it so that the light can transmit without, hitting a patch of air and whatnot and then diffusing. And so it makes it look a lot better, apparently, but I will see for myself exactly how much better. So to get started, obviously, I think I've done a teardown video of a Game Boy Color already, so I'm not going to go through. Basically 6 screws, another 3 on the main board. Get this guy out, the flex cable, and this will come right out then. So that leaves us with the screen. So the way I like pulling these out, some people suggest sticking a screwdriver and prying, but I'm really worried about cracking the glass, even though there's a metal frame. So it's too risky. So what I do is I just flex the cable, and you'll hear a little pop. And then you get in under there, and you can just pull it right out then. So this guy's a little bit dirty. I'm going to have to clean this. Some dust got on here. But you can see that came right out. And this front light, if I remove it, there's some silver tape on here, and then there's a protective film on each side to protect it. So before we actually apply the LOCA to the screen, we'll need to peel off the protective film on one side, leaving it on the other, though, to protect it. One thing that you need to know is this is directional. So the easiest way of doing that is grabbing a button cell and get positive to negative correctly. And yeah, if you look at it in one direction, you should be able to see through it. If you look in the other, it'll be much brighter and harder to see. So the brighter side has to go face down. So it goes on like this. So that's kind of an important thing. Otherwise, if you put it in backwards and you glue it, you're never going to basically non-destructively get it off. So it's important to note which side is which. So the easiest way is black is on the left, red is on the right, if it's facing the correct direction. Another thing that I've read about, it's a good idea to take off the silver lining material when you apply the LOCA. Otherwise, what might happen is the UV glue underneath this area won't get any sunlight, so it won't cure, and it causes like some kind of weird spider vein looking things at the bottom of the screen because it hasn't cured correctly. So that's one thing that I will definitely be doing. So I will get set up, and I'll show you guys how to apply the glue, how to stick this guy on, and then I'll probably just leave it in the sunlight for a couple hours, and then I'll be back. So let me get set up right now. Okay, so I'm back. I just peeled off the silver layers on either side. Right now it's facing correctly to go on there. I'm going to put the lights towards the bottom of the screen because you can see there's room. Actually, now you can see there's room for the ribbon connector there, so that's where the LEDs will go. You have to be careful in peeling off that silver layer. The LED strip is just kind of there's some kind of rubber elastomer or silicone elastomer. It's just stuck down with that adhesive, but it's kind of, you can easily peel that off. So just be careful in peeling that off. Don't scratch anything. And so let's get down to it. So this screen, made sure that it's perfectly clean, because anything that you glue down by this point will pretty much permanently be there after the glue sets. So I've never used this stuff myself, but let's see, how does this work? Probably twist this off. Yes. First, I think I need something to press inwards here. Yeah, okay, a pen will work. So, what we're going to do is, from what I've been reading, if you put an X-shaped pattern, that should be enough. If we need more, it's not like this dries, it's cured by UV, so I think we'll be good. So, let's peel off the protective film on the back only. And just set it down. And then start wiggling. Not sure if I put enough down. If I need to put more, I can always get more. That's not an issue. Get all the air bubbles out. All I'm doing is wiggling this, making sure that the glue is, you don't have to worry about the corners so much, just the active area, so the middle part. You can see there's an air bubble in there, so just squeeze it and rotate it and get those air bubbles out. And that looks pretty good. Finally, make sure it's lined up with the frame. It doesn't stick out too much. Sorry, I'm being a little bit quiet, but I'm trying to make sure this is fine. That was much easier than I expected. Wow. Okay. Make sure everything's aligned. And I'm gonna go put this out in the sunlight to cure. Let me just get a close-up of it so you guys can see. That stuff's just on this protective film here, but you can see that there's a little bit of an air bubble, so I'm gonna try to work that out. Might have been better to put a little bit more than I needed of the LOCA. So I think I used more than I needed actually, but maybe a little bit more. You can always wipe it off, that's not an issue. But you can see the inner rectangle is all fully covered, and this is going to keep trying to slide around if I put it at an angle. But you can see that the active area is fully covered. And so that should be good. So I'm going to put this in the sunlight, and I'll be right back when it cures. So yeah, it turns out I chose a crummy day to do this because it's cloudy outside, not really much sunlight at all. So next best option, I decided to break out my old black light, and there should be some UV in there. I don't know if it's the right wavelength though, but I'll leave it for like an hour or so and see if the glue starts solidifying. But yeah, so hopefully this works. If not, I'll just wait till the next sunny day, and then I'll just stick it on the windowsill or put it outside. Anyway, I'll be back. Hopefully this works. Okay, so I'm finally back, and yeah, so it wasn't really that sunny today, so I tried leaving it under a black light. Don't know if that did anything, but it sure took quite a while for it to solidify. So anyway, yeah, ideally put this out in sunlight, but unfortunately today there was not really any sunlight, so too bad. Anyway, I'm just gonna set it down into the shell here. Online, the instructions from the websites that I've been looking at suggest cutting tabs in, but I don't really see a need necessarily to. I can just poke the wires out, kind of the corners there, and I think it will be fine. Get this in there. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's see. So we have to solder these two wires, and I have a PDF here, so pretty much any ground point will do. So for instance, I can solder it to this whole square up here, well, anywhere actually for that matter. So let's find a good point. Let's see. So I don't want to make the wires too long, per se. So one of them has to go to one of these points up here. I think it's the middle one here. Oh, and they said you can solder it to the fourth pin, the bottom one here. Okay, that looks reasonable. So, turning on my iron. I gotta get some water for my sponge. I'll be right back. Okay. So, if all my iron gets up to temp, let's fit this guy on here and try to do some cable management. There we go. So, probably be fine to route them a little bit out. And this guy kind of go like that. So I'll probably just leave them kind of the wires a little bit long and then just solder them that way. That's fine. So anyway, it says the third pin here and then the last pin. And this one. And that should do it. So just cleaning up these cables a little bit. And let's just do a quick test. One of two things will either happen. It'll work or it won't. Easy sort of test. It would help if I put the ribbon cable for the LCD back in. This was supposed to be a quick project. If it were sunny today, it would have gone much quicker. But I can't control everything. Or anything. Okay. So let's just see if it fires up. Nada. So let me see what is going on. Oh, I'm a dunce. Soldered it to the wrong wire, of course. Should be this top one. And grab these guys. Awesome. Must have left a little bit of dust in there or something. That's irritating. That is really a shame. But other than that, looks pretty good. perfectly playable. Pretty much about the same quality as the Game Boy Advance. Clean that off. The Game Boy Advance backlit SP. Looks alright. I can live with that little dot there, and it could use some cleaning up. Appears to be some kind of dust or something on there. But other than that, looks pretty good. This will definitely be pretty neat. I unfortunately do not have any games to really. I don't know. I'll check. I think most of them are up. Batteries are up at college, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, I might have to wait till I get some gameplay footage. It appears my batteries are dead or something. Anywho, yeah, seems to work. Let me screw this all back together and see maybe if I have some games kicking around. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so here's the deal. The only game I could find here was Rugrats the movie, the game. Yeah, this is like my test cartridge. I have all my other games up at school, unfortunately, in my apartment. So this will just have to do as a simple test. So what the deal is I have this clear and this atomic purple Game Boy Color. I might choose one of these to swap the innards into because it would look kind of cool being clearish. I'm leaning towards the atomic purple because that's kind of my personal favorite. Anywho, let's do a quick test of this. So you can see starts up. It looks a little bit washed out. Yeah, it looks about pretty close on the screen there to what it looks like in real life. But you can start this up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually played this. I don't even. It's just one of those games that you somehow end up with. You don't know how you have it in your collection, but you do. And yeah, I don't even. I know, yeah, definitely playable. There's still a lot of dust and crap that I got underneath the screen because I can't not get dust underneath the screen, the lens. So I'm gonna need to get a like a you know, an air duster sort of thing and blow that out. Other than that, looks fine. A little bit washed out. Definitely not as good as a backlit screen, but you know what? I was bored and it was cheap, so why not? And it'll look pretty cool in one of these clear cases, probably the atomic purple. Anywho, I gotta clean these out. These are pretty grubby. They came in a lot of 6 Game Boys. I think two colors and 4 pockets or something ridiculous like that I ended up getting about a year ago. Anywho, I guess this will wrap up the video. Yeah, definitely works. Looks pretty cool. Definitely neat to be able to play a Game Boy Color in the dark, even though I have a million SPs and they're all backlit and whatnot and infinitely better. But still, it's about the nostalgia. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time I have a new project or a teardown or something. Since I'm on break, I'll probably at least do 1 or 2 more teardowns or mini projects. I think I have a mod chip for a GameCube that I can install just for fun. Yeah, so I guess until then, I will see you guys later. So, I found a game, another game, Kirby Dream Land 2. So, I replaced it with my Atomic Purple Game Boy Color. And, yeah, I cleaned it off a little bit more. There's still some stuff there that I couldn't get off even using isopropyl and a fiberless cloth. But anyway, you can see here, and it glows, like the whole thing glows, and it's real cool looking, so I'm pretty darn happy with that. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna play for a couple hours. I'm just having a lot of fun now. Okay, anyway, it's hard playing through a viewfinder, but you can see, looks pretty good. There's a little bit of stuff, like shiny stuff there. That's probably I got dust underneath the LCD when I was actually applying the LOCA. So unfortunately, that's kind of stuck there, but it's not a deal breaker for me. It's a little bit washed out looking, and that's because that's just how front lights are, unfortunately. It's definitely playable though in the dark, and I really like how it makes like the entire Game Boy Color, the atomic purple glow, and it looks really cool. But let me just get as close up here. Yeah. Come on. Okay, there. So you can see the general quality, and as I tilt it, washes out more so from the bottom. But yeah, straight on or slightly up. Slightly from the top looks actually a bit brighter, so it's a little bit better that way than straight on. Looks pretty good though, you can see. So anywho, that was my modification of a Game Boy Color. Came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it. I have no idea how the battery life is on this guy yet, so I have to play around with it a little bit. So yeah, fun game too. So that is really cool looking, and I will definitely keep this in my collection. So yeah, this wasn't a instruction video or anything in depth like that. This was just my personal experience with this type of modification and how I went about it. So if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. You know, I'll bring some more videos for you guys. I have a lot planned to do in the future. So until then, I will see you. Bye.